Every year, a portion of the meat that we raise here on our property gets processed 100% right here on the farm. The other meat that we wind up selling commercially winds up getting processed through a mobile butcher, and it goes through a USDA inspected shop. The following video is going to depict that process from start to finish. And if this is something that you find objectionable or something that you do not wish to watch, please don't watch the video. Otherwise, I hope you find this educational. How long you been butchering, Drew?
22 years, kind of off and on.
Yeah.
I learned to do this, and then told me I needed to learn how to cut meat. I said, why? I like this part. He said, you need to know what you're messing up.
Yeah, huh?
So I went and took a job and learned how to cut meat. Then I went and did other things. I was cowboyed for a living, done a little bit of everything. You guys raise something every year?
Yeah. Yeah, at least a couple hogs and a beef every year.
It's the only way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nothing like it.
Oh yeah. You know, I've talked to people lots of times about it, and they said, you know, it's not cheaper than buying it in the store, but you can't buy the quality that you can make at home.
Not at all. Yeah, the flavor of it, plus you know what went into it to raise it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cost of meat these days, it's kind of gotten out of hand.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, and for the longest time when it was high, the packers were the ones that were pulling in the profit.
Yeah.
Finally now, the cattle market's actually kind of sitting where it should be. You know, beef's high, but so are live cattle. For a long time that wasn't the case. Time goes on, people get farther and farther and farther away from the farm, right? They don't understand. You know, like in the 50s, everybody had some chickens. Everybody raised a pig. Or,
Yeah.
You know. But now, kids don't know where the food comes from.
What caliber of bullet do you wind up using?
I use 22 mag for most everything.
22 mag?
It's too big for sheep, so I try to use 22 for them. But big hogs like old sows or boars, we like to use a bigger gun. Like I just bought a 357 rifle.
Yeah.
And I use a 38 into that. But cattle that are kind of wild, or even if they're not too wild, but they're in a big pen.
Yeah.
I try to remove all doubt. I use a little bigger gun for that, but most everything's a 22. Pigs that really try to use hollow point. Beef, I can use the full metal jacket.
How often do you have to do a follow-up?
Oh, it just kind of depends. It's probably more common in pigs than anything, because they don't look at you and they don't stop moving very, you know, often. But don't foul shoot hardly any beef. I mean, it happens from time to time, but pigs are probably the most common. Hogs, they do skin different than those kind of animals, but I mean, you see, I do it. I just open them up. You don't have to do them on the ground. You can raise them straight up in the air and just start opening them up. There's lots of ways to do pigs. Old timers, you know, they all scalded them and stuff, but we skin them. It's not feasible for us to try to mobily scald a pig.
Right.
But you can take on your knife about 3-inch strips and just peel them, you know, like a banana kind of. I do this a little different than some guys. I leave the cheek meat on the jowls. I bone it off right here and leave it right on the jowls.
Mm-hmm.
And that adds to your sausage, or if you want jowl bacon or whatever. Oh, it's kind of sad. This deal's kind of turning into a lost trade.
Yeah.
And no young people want to work in general, and they especially don't want to do something this labor intensive.
No, that'd be too much work.
Yeah. And it's a shame, because it's a good trade. It's good, honest money. You work hard for your money, but it's good money.
Yeah. Well, it's a good skill too.
It is. You could go anywhere in this world and get a job if you're a butcher.
Yeah.
Whether it's cutting meat or killing or whatever.
Just saw a law that was just passed. Did you hear about that one? The $20 an hour for people flipping burgers now.
Are you kidding me? They just moved it to 15, which was ridiculous.
No, the governor just signed a bill to increase the minimum wage at fast food restaurants to $20 an hour. So
makes a whole lot of sense, though.
It'll be a little harder to find people who want to butcher.
Well, yeah, but then a guy like you or me, we're running behind. We want to grab a hamburger. It's going to cost us $30 for a hamburger.
Yeah.
I don't know. The common sense in this country has just went down the drain. There ain't none. I had a young guy. I've known him since he was like 8 years old. He called me up a few years ago and wanted to start riding with me, and so he did. He took it all the way to being where he can go do it completely by himself. He's a good butcher, but you know, he was just working for me, and I can't pay a whole lot. I'm trying to feed the family, you know, so he wasn't making much money, so he finally had to go get a regular job.
Sure.
Can't blame him for that.
You keep the kill truck running most of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were, when COVID hit, this thing went absolutely crazy, and we were non-stop for 3 years. Just go, go, go. And then this last winter, it slowed down for the first time. This here, if you just cut this, and then you can just kind of, I don't know how you do your lambs, but I punch them out.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of do the same thing, just kind of punch that leaf roller out. Works pretty good. Probably one of the easiest animals to cut.
Once you get them in the shop?
Yeah, once you go to trying to break them down and everything, you just take the bellies off, the shoulder off between the fourth and fifth rib, and then take the butt off the thick neck. Ribs off the loin, and you got your hands.
Raising animals for meat consumption from start to finish is something that I've taken part in since I was a little kid. And I think the thing that's most unique is that it forces me to not disassociate myself from the process and realize what sacrifice that animal had to give on my behalf. I also think it's very unique to be able to have the opportunity to feed the animal out, knowing exactly what went into that animal to prepare them to get to your dinner table, and to know that they were ethically treated along the way. I hope this video has provided some insight into the process. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.